Beyond Skyline is beyond boring. It's 105 minutes of just a bunch of things happening. That's pretty much the film. Believe it or not, Beyond Skyline is a film that's actually a sequel to another movie with a similar name called Skyline. That one was also pretty terrible. I think the best way to describe this movie is to take a simple clip from Beyond Skyline.
Fucking aliens, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. For those of the uninitiated, Skyline was a movie directed by Greg Strauss, and it was really good. So good, in fact, that apparently someone thought that it was a great idea to have a sequel to this movie about... Holy Christ, are you serious? 2018? Apparently it was so good, in fact, that someone decided to make a sequel 8 freaking years later. Oh wait, it's actually 2017 on IMDb, but the trailer says 2018. Huh. I'm gonna say 2017 for this. And that's where we are today, so drop your crotch and grab your socks, kids. Because we're about to take a trip.
When it all falls apart, you can surrender on sight. You can run for the exits. Or you can fight back to your last breath until there's nothing left.
Looks like it's gonna be one of those movies. Wow, what an epic song.
Mark?
How are you, Dom?
And not even 3 minutes into this movie, we are plagued with the very first problem. My boy Mark. If you've seen a movie with a cop in it before, you've seen this character. That's all he is. He gets drunk.
How much was that whiskey?
His wife's dead.
I know it's been tough on both of you since Rose passed.
And his life kinda sucks. But it's okay, cause Mark is an all-around nice guy.
It's nice to see you out and about, Mark. Get that fresh air and shit.
Just get in the fucking truck, smartass.
Gosh, it sure sucks having no wife and having to take care of a son. I sure am glad that this is my only character trait, and that I have nothing else to offer as a character.
Hey, it is an old glory Corley.
Give me a hug. Give me a hug.
So then Mark comes to find out that his son's been captured.
There he is.
And apparently it's his third criminal offense, so he's like, I don't want my son going to jail, I'm just gonna take him. Yeah, I don't think that's how that works, buddy. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention his wife's dead.
Alright. Look, I know it's been tough on both of you since Rose passed.
Don't you just love it when the scriptwriters don't put thought into exposition, so they just make a friend say it for no reason other than we need to explain it? It's great.
And you even want to hear my side?
Why? Stands with you in jail, don't it? You want to piss your life away, son? That's on you. At least have the balls to own it.
You know, we get to hear about what this kid did, but we never actually get to see it for ourselves. The movie rushes so fast to try to get to the aliens that it forgets to establish these people's lives beforehand so that we can see their growth. I mean, we get to see these characters' normal world for like 5 minutes. But that really doesn't do much. Wouldn't it at least be an interesting idea to see this kid, like, I don't know, rob a grocery store? Maybe, like, pull off a bank heist? I don't know, shoot the president? Just something, you know? So that we could see this actually happening for ourselves instead of just having characters regurgitated for us. But I don't know, I'm just a dumb kid on the internet, and besides, movies are hard. We want to make this easier on ourselves, because movies are hard. So then after giving a homeless man some change, trust me, that's important for later, Mark and Trent both go on the subway. In case you forgot, my wife's dead.
This is some shit. It deserves an answer, alright? So I hit him once.
You broke his jaw in one punch?
Fucking connectives.
Nice.
Even though I was scolding your life choices that almost ended you up in prison just a minute ago, I'm going to encourage you now. Also, I don't care what you tell me. That man did not break someone's jaw. He looks like he's pretending to be cool. And when you're an actor in a movie, you don't want to look like you're pretending to be cool. You want to look like you're cool. But hey, at least we get a few moments of them connecting as characters. Well, so much for that idea. Looks like it's time for the aliens. Yes! Aliens! Violence! This is what I've been waiting for! Oh, baby! Except we don't get to see them yet. We're still stuck in the subway tunnel. So after the subway train crashes, our characters decide that they're gonna walk to the end of the tunnel and see exactly what's going on. The lady says they're not allowed to leave.
Everybody, please stay calm. No one is leaving the train.
But after a bit of rumbling, Mark decides that he's gonna leave anyways, and then everyone just follows him, including her.
Everyone all right?
Okay. Wait. Bring him out.
Why is he in charge of all this? You're just gonna let a random stranger lead everyone? You, the person who knows these tunnels, is not going to take charge? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? It's a good thing that the apocalypse was quite silent, or else this guy might have known what was happening. We wouldn't want that now, would we?
Jones. The fuck is everybody?
I don't know.
Ring-a-ding-ding, turns out you got aliens, and that's good for no one. Except for me, because I've been waiting for the aliens. I'll tell you what. I mean, we don't even get to see the aliens yet. We do a bit later, but not right now. Instead, we just get blue lights. A lot of blue lights. So Trent and the others finally emerge from the tunnel, and uh-oh, what's that? There's a big glowy thing outside. Better go check that out.
Hey, hold on a second. Wait.
I gotta get to my kids.
You need to know what that is.
Whoa! Oh, that's it! I'm done. I'm going away.
This kind of looks dumb. There aren't many times where I don't like effects, even when the CGI is really bad, unless they just look god-awful. But this is kind of dumb. I don't really like World War Z that much, but remember in World War Z when the first person that we see transforms into a zombie?
Here comes the number 12 train. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Trains in the station.
See that? The scene makes no sense, because, I mean, how can he hear that over everyone screaming, and he just happened to notice that one dude out of the hundreds of people running around, but, you know, I don't really care, because it's kind of cool. It's kind of neat. It's a good scene. Really builds up suspense and all that. Now compare that to the scene in this movie. Doesn't seem that exciting, does it? Her neck just kind of tenses up and she breathes in a little bit. And then all of a sudden she has veins and her eyes are, like, blind. I don't know. Doesn't look that good, though. Looks pretty bad. And this is supposed to be one of, like, the big moments. They even have the Inception in there, you know? It's supposed to be a big thing, but comes across as kind of dumb.
Fucking aliens, man.
So this is really where the plot begins for this movie. So every time people look into the lights, they can't control themselves. So they just, like, all thought just stops and they just walk towards the light. Remember that now.
Trent, don't look up!
I think you're a bit too late there, Mark. Also, stupid aliens, that sign says stop. You're not supposed to walk when it says stop. Dumb aliens. So then Mark gets his son back and they start heading back down to the subway tunnels. I don't know what I find so funny about this guy, but it seems like the first dude jumps over with the intention to jump over, but it seemed like the second guy was just gonna run through until he saw this guy jump and then decided, guess I'll do it too.
Garcia? Son of a bitch.
Okay, so This scene literally makes no sense. Okay, let's look at what happens here. So Mark and Trent leave the police department and get on the subway train. The subway train breaks down and they get outside where they see people flying into the sky. Of course, Mark's police friend sees this too, but he sees it from the police department. Mark and Trent and all of them start walking from where they were, away from the police station. Then Mark's police friend catches up to him from the other side. That would mean that they'd have to go all the way around, go into the tunnel, then go through back in the direction of the police department, just to catch up to them. This makes no sense. So then Mark's friend tells them about the aliens and they decide they're gonna continue trekking through the tunnel. Oh yeah, and this guy's here too.
I'm Sarge.
Nice to meet you, Sarge.
And that's his character. So finally they reach the end of the tunnel and we actually get to see some action for once. So everyone makes it out miraculously, except for Guy over here. Damn shame on him, isn't it? Really enjoyed the 2 seconds of character we never got to see from you. You will be missed.
Only one way out.
So then they save Mark's friend and Trent again, and then the police lady dies. Everyone's loading their guns, but they're not shooting anything. Huh, that sounds familiar. And it's time for our characters to make their epic escape.
There's a car. We're going up, okay? Let's go. Sarge, foot on the wheel.
Oh, shit. Killed it.
Everything fucking burns.
Jesus, there's a lot going on. It looks like I cut it like 50 times, but I only cut it twice. God, gave me an aneurysm just watching it. So then the spaceship magically puts itself together after being nuked, and then...
What are you talking? End of the line, Old Glory. What? I'll buy you some time. Can you get out of here? Go!
Come on.
See ya.
You can do it.
Go!
Come on. That's it.
He just has a shotgun. What the hell does he think he's gonna do?
Oh, shit!
Yeah, that sounds about right. So it seems like our heroes finally have a chance to get out of the city. But of course, that'd be too easy. So then some more happens. And we finally get onto the ship, where we learn two things. One, this giant alien is actually being piloted by a normal-sized alien, and two, apparently these aliens have never heard of efficiency. Jesus Christ, look at these stairs. They just keep going, what's the point? I do like how the alien walks up to the console and he's just like, oh, mission accomplished, that was fun, time to go to the next city. So yeah, turns out all of our characters are captured. And just in case you couldn't tell from earlier, this is the part where the movie basically spells out that humans are being harvested for their brains. Mmm, tasty.
Mark! No!
And then everyone except for Mark gets sucked up by a alien vagina? I don't know, that's kind of what it looks like. Then the aliens flush Mark off the ship. I don't know, I think if you're trying to harvest brains, you might want some kind of sedative or something. You're telling me they're capable of intergalactic travel and they can suck people up like a vacuum, but you can't knock someone out for a couple minutes? I don't know, seems kinda dumb.
Fucking aliens, man.
I don't know what it is, but something about this scene seems pretty familiar. I don't know, it seems a bit familiar, you know? I don't know what it is.
Well, we just met, but, you seem to know. Nice.
So how does our main character react to finally realizing that aliens are actually behind this?
I need a drink.
See? It's funny because he's an alcoholic. Hang on a minute, when did I start watching Alien vs. Predator? So Mark manages to find himself inside of the egg fetus room. I don't really know what's happening in this room, but fetuses are in eggs. But why develop the story more when we could have super alien battle action? Oh baby, because you know I've been waiting for more of that, because I'm sick and tired of this story crap. I'll tell you what. So this alien ends up beating the crap out of this alien and saving Mark, and it turns out that this alien is actually a person that was in the first movie. You see, in the first film everyone died, but at the end we see the main character and his girlfriend float up into the ship where they were also kissing inside of the glowy light that is supposed to hypnotize you so you can't do anything.
Alexa, this is so sad.
And then the main character of that movie got his brain ripped out and put into an alien. And then for no reason, he just all of a sudden can control it, unlike everyone else who's just a mindless zombie. And it's implied that he's gonna take down the Armada. Well, here he is.
There he is!
So then Mark begs Mr. Alien Man to help him find his son. And the alien's like, okay, but only after you help my pregnant wife. And apparently another side effect of the alien beam is that it changes who's playing your character. So then they spout off some stuff about how they do experiments on the babies and what happened in the last movie. As a matter of fact, they actually show that the main character's brain gets put into this alien's body, instead of this one. We're only the second movie into the Skyline series here, and already we're seeing retcons. George Lucas would be proud.
Thinking the Goongas.
Then she dies, but it's okay because she had a baby.
This is yours.
How do you know that? It could be someone else's. I mean, she isn't even played by the same actress. Nothing says that he's off the table. Then the alien leaves and Mark takes the baby. Oh boy, can't wait for that plot point.
What? You want me to put my arm in there?
As dumb as it is that it fits his arm and it really isn't that practical, 12-year-old me is fine with this.
Things are looking up, kid.
They stop the laser beam that's hitting another town, and then Mark goes into the seemingly efficient elevator system to get to the other side of the ship. They always have to slice these things open, so I'm assuming they're not supposed to be open, but they don't do anything to the ship, and they're a lot better than these stupid stairs. So I haven't talked about this, but everyone's been swinging around escaping from these cocoon things. That's all they've been doing, so I didn't really find it too important to mention until just now. But Mark ends up meeting up with them so that he can help, but of course the lead alien figures out that all of this is going on, and I'm pretty sure right about now he's wishing that these stairs could go directly up. But of course the mathematics of alien technology does not allow for such an advanced design. So Trent and Mark continue rescuing everyone, and we have our confrontation with our alien friend and our alien enemy.
I will do what I must.
You will try.
Stay with me! Yeah!
Save her. Alexa, this is so sad.
And then they fight some more, and then they fight some more, and then he blows up the ship. And that's the end of the movie, everybody. Except, that's only the first 40 minutes. And the sad part is, I'm not even joking. It seemed like I was talking about enough to fill an entire movie, but this really was only the first 40 minutes. So then we're introduced to these two characters. I don't know either of their names, so whatever, I guess. And at first when I noticed that hand-to-hand combat was gonna be involved, I was ready to see something really bad, but besides all the camera cutting, I realized this actually looks really good. Like, that didn't even look that bad. And with good reason. Apparently the person under this mask is the same dude who plays Rama in The Raid. I don't want to pronounce the actor's name because I don't want to butcher it. Our characters escape from the ship, unfortunately, and then Sarge dies. Remember Sarge? He was such an engaging character. Oh yeah, and you might notice the little girl's a lot older now. Well, that's a thing that's happening, is she's aging really fast. There's no explanation for it, it's just happening. I guess being part alien makes you age faster? I don't know. And then of course our heroes are captured by Rama and his sister over here. They get taken over to this ancient Mayan place, but not before we see some more action. Oh yes, more action please! I needed more of this. I'll tell you what, this is so epic, dude. Alexa, this is epic. I can't wait for more of this. You see, they started fighting because Rama saw a police badge on him. Even though the police from where Mark came from and the police from here are completely different, once the local police come over, they decide to work together. Again.
Look, I'll help you. You get that baby to a doctor, yeah?
You see, when he said this, I thought he was gonna sacrifice himself, or at least like distract them or something and meet up with them later, but then the next scene it just cuts to him being with them anyways, so... I mean, it's only ever implied and it's not actually shown. And you know how much I love when people imply things instead of showing it. So after they escape, they decide to set up camp, and the police dude finds them that doesn't do anything for the entire movie but that our characters capture. And the little girl grows a little more. Oh wait a minute, I almost forgot the most important scene in this camping part. How could I forget such an important scene that really builds up our character? Now we're finally at the temple. And I kid you not, pretty much nothing happens for 15 minutes. Like, they argue with each other a couple times.
As soon as Americans stop buying, we stop making.
There's a couple of important bits, but for the most part, not much is really going on. And it feels like it's an hour long. But those important parts, let's talk about some of them. Thing number 1. This girl has blood that helps stop the hypnotized aliens so they can act like normal people again and think for themselves. Important thing number 2. This doctor guy who does drugs that we don't get to learn anything about synthesizes a cure from her blood. Thing 3. Rama's sister dies. And finally, thing 4. We get more shots of the girl in the future. Gee, I wonder who she is. Finally, the aliens figure out where they are, and Mark goes up into the spaceship to turn off the big light that's hypnotizing everyone. Except he encounters an alien that clearly isn't his son, Trent. Wait a minute, I remember my father's one defining character trait. Of course, Trent doesn't remember who he is yet, so Mark kicks him off. Mark injects the serum that was made earlier from the girl's blood into the laser thing, and now it's fixing everyone. Except this alien don't want that.
Only on Sci-Fi.
So then even more happens.
Alexa, that was epic.
So these guys are fighting, and Trent's fighting the alien.
Big CGI fight coming up.
We on bike. Step up in the party, step up in the party, We on bike.
And everyone's fighting. And then the little girl walks over to the laser and touches it. And then it just works. And then it kills the alien. And the red light fixes everyone, and then everyone's happy. But of course it can't be over, because we have to tease the next one.
Captain on deck!
That was the day we found their weakness. and our strength. Now we're not just fighting back, we're taking the fight to them.
Well, at least now I can get to my favorite part of the movie. Well, that was Beyond Skyline, and it was beyond worse than I ever expected it to be. The acting was pretty bad and stilted, the music was forgettable, the pacing was just god-awful, and the special effects are nothing to be impressed of. All in all, would I ever watch this film again? No, it's too boring. There's a lot of funny parts in it, and really dumb parts, but for the most part, it's just a really boring movie. The first 40 minutes of it has so many plot points that it feels like it takes an hour, and then the next 15 minutes have nothing happening, and it feels like it takes another hour. This movie feels way longer than it is, and I don't feel like ever watching it again. But if you want to, go right ahead. I bought the Blu-ray for $5 at a Walmart bargain bin. I'm pretty sure you can find it anywhere at this point. So that's Beyond Skyline, and my final thoughts are, I can't wait to review the third one. Hey guys, this is my first time trying to do something like this. I don't know if it was any good or not. I think it was pretty good, but you should let me know in the comments below. Okay, bye.